you guys join me on a easy 8k run. And you might be asking, what is Project 1630? If you didn't know, my target is to run sub 1630 by the end of the summer. And that means a lot more speed training, a lot more intensity, VO2 kind of workouts. My current 5k PB I ran a week ago, which sits at 17:39. This means I've got to break 1 minute 10 seconds off my current PB. It's a bit ambitious. Some people might call it delusion, but we're going for it. 16:30 by the end of the summer. Let's get it. And if you're new around here, my name's Jack, better known as Jack BA Runs on Instagram and TikTok. So if you'd like to follow the next 8 weeks of training before I attempt to go under 16:30, be sure to subscribe and follow along the journey. But let's go. So, first run of Project 1630 done. It was more of a recovery run after yesterday because I'd done London Soccer 10k where I got a 3-minute 40-second PB of 36:25. So, huge 10k PB. Now we're working on the 5k distance. But yeah, I'll see you for the next one. So, currently 4:50. I've got about 2 hours until my session tonight. So, getting down some porridge, jam and honey, my go-to at the moment before any big session or race. Tonight's session, I believe, is 6 times 1200. The weather's not looking the best, so hopefully it holds off for the time being. But I know there is meant to be rain in the next hour or so, but it's looking all right at the moment. Yeah, gonna get into this, get this down me, and get ready. So, we've arrived at the track. The rain looks like it's going to hold off. I don't know if you can see, but over there, a pretty dark cloud. So, yeah, I'm hoping it's going to hold off, but it's fairly windy outside, so it's going to be a bit of a tough session. Legs are still fairly tired from Sunday after the London Soccer 10k, but I've had 2 days to recover. I won't push it too hard, but it should be a good session. Just a bit windy, but let's get into it. Is session done. 6 times 1200s. Felt fairly good actually. Surprisingly felt okay considering I raced on Sunday. Decided to do a little bit of a progression. I don't know if you can tell, it's fairly windy. Saying that, it's just died down. But yeah, the wind was a bit of a struggle today. That is the cool down done as well. So truck's over there. Luckily managed to avoid that rain as well that's coming down. K&a half cool down. Now time to go home, get some food in me. I thought I'd go over the session. So it was 1200 reps with a 400 recovery. I decided to do a little bit of a progression run. So I went through the first 1200s in 420, so 337 per K pace. The second rep I went through in 419 at a 334 per kilometer pace. The third rep was a 416, 333 per kilometer. The fourth rep was a 413, 331 per K. The fifth rep was a 410, which is a 328 per K. And the last rep was a 408, so a 327 per K pace. So a very good little progression run I did there. Legs surprisingly felt okay, considering I raced a new PB on Sunday, which is a good sign that I could still handle the volume and the intensity of running. The next couple of weeks will be more focused towards the 5K pace distance, so working above what I need to be aiming for to run a 16:30 5K. So that means I might have to change up some of the workouts rather than doing the longer reps, move on to the shorter kind of 400, 200 meter reps to really just kind of boost the fast twitch fibers. Today we have 8K on the cards. So my second easy run of the week. Bit of recovery from yesterday's session as well. Nothing too hard, but yeah. It's a bit cooler today as well. The next couple of days it's looking like it shouldn't be as warm. Might be a bit of rain, but yeah, it'd be nice to have some rain, cool us down a bit. But yeah, let's go. Let's talk more about Project 1630. So I've always had fairly good stamina. I can run fairly long and sustain a pace at a long distance, but shorter stuff, so 5K and downwards, I have no speed. I have no fast twitch fibers in my body. It's something I need to work on. And I think my lack of speed stems from my childhood, because I played tennis pretty much my whole life, but I was fairly overweight as a kid. If you didn't know, if you haven't seen my Instagram or TikTok, a lot of my content's about my weight loss. And being a bigger child, I just couldn't run fast. I wasn't quick, but because I was still playing tennis, and I was playing tennis probably about 3 to 5 times a week. When I was playing matches, they'll normally be like 2 to 3 hours long. That's really helps my stamina and long distance stuff. But anything shorter than 5K, I have none of it. That's why over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to slowly transition to doing more faster VO2 kind of workouts. That's the plan moving forwards. And hopefully it'll help the longer stuff as well. If you look at the Soccer 10K I done on Sunday, then you could see I was only running about 4 seconds slower per K in the 10K. With a 5K, I'm running only 4 seconds per K quicker. And I know that's a lot. It is a lot, especially when you're trying to train. But it just shows that I've got no natural speed, and it's something I need to work on. Today
is my first speed session of the training block so far. I would normally do my speed session on the Tuesday, but because I've done a slightly longer session on Tuesday, I'm doing a faster session today. And I'd normally do it in the evening, but I'm busy later, so going to get it done this morning. The session today is 5-minute tempo, 1K at 5K pace, then 5x400, and then 1K threshold. So quite a fairly big session, but it's my first proper session doing speed in this training block for a sub 16:30. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get on, especially because I raced on Sunday, but we'll give it our best. We'll see what we can do. Yeah, just about to get ready, and we'll cycle down to the well, not the track because I'm going to do it around the park, but yeah, cycle down to the park. Let's go.
So, just cycling down to the park where I'm going to do the session. Roads seem fairly quiet at the minute, so that's good. I'll see you when I get down there. Let's go. We have arrived. That's the track I normally train at, but we're going to do laps around this park here. Just doing a little warm up, just about a K and a half. As I've just started, the rain comes, which I normally would say is a bad thing, but even though it's cloudy, today it's so humid. It's just so musky in the air. So I think it's gonna be a tough session today, but we'll do our best.
I've just finished the warm up. That felt all right. Now, time to get into the speedy shoes, have my gel, and get the session done. I'll probably update you once the session's done with how I got on. For now, let's get into the speedy shoes, get ready, and get the session done. My God, that was tough. I'll go through the splits after I've cooled down. You'll be able to understand what I mean when I say I haven't got any speed. My God, the 400 reps were ridiculously hard. I've got no short distance speed whatsoever. So I'll cool down and then I'll go through the splits. That was tough. It was an incredibly hard session, and it's just proved that I can't run fast. I've got no short distance or like fast twitch fibers in my body. And I just wanted to prove to you what I mean by that. So the session was 5 minutes at tempo with a 5 minutes recovery, then 1K at target 5K pace with a 3 minutes recovery, then 5 times 400 meters with 90 seconds recovery, then 1K at LT1. Looking at the splits, I'll put it on the screen as well so you guys can see. But the 5-minute tempo, I was averaging about 340, which is where my tempo pace kind of is. And then the 1K, I was aiming for around 318 because that's a sub 16:30 pace. I actually ended up running a bit quick, around a 313 for that K. So that might have affected the 400s a little bit because I probably ran a bit too fast. But going into the 400s, my aim was to try and keep it around 70 seconds per 400. But after the first 400, I knew that probably wasn't going to happen. The first 400 was a 1 minute 11, but it's where I wanted it. So that averages to about a 256 per K pace.
But then after that one, it just goes downhill. So the next one was 113 for the 400, which is a 302 per kilometer pace. The third one was a 116. That was my slowest, which is a 309 per kilometer. The fourth one was a 114, which is a 304 per kilometer. And the last one was a 115, which is a 308 per kilometer. So it just shows I was getting slower and slower and slower, pretty much. And yeah, I've got no speed whatsoever. And if you think about when I was doing the session on Tuesday, I was doing 400s in about 80 seconds, 82 seconds. So it can be quite a lot, 10 seconds on a track, but it's just, when I'm averaging that for a whole session on a track, but then when I'm doing only 5 400s, I'm not sure, but I just don't have any fast twitch fibers in my body. And then going into the last kilometer, which was just a threshold, I averaged a 332 for that kilometer. Overall, a solid session, but it just shows that going to the faster speed work and anything below like 800 meter pace, I've got none of it, and it's something I need to work on if I want to get, especially if I want to get my 5K time down, because then it also helps my longer distance stuff. Because if I'm limiting myself at a certain 5K pace, then I'm never going to get quicker over the longer distances. So yeah, that's just to show you what I mean when I say I've got no 5K pace whatsoever. Even though I am getting quicker, it's something I need to work on a bit more.
Welcome back. So you join me on a quite rainy Saturday morning, but you know what that means, park run day. And I've been changing it up the last few weeks since I've returned back from uni, and I've been going to other park runs. But today, because of the rain, I thought I'd return back to my local park run, or the one that's closest to where I normally live. There is a bit of a storm coming. At the moment, the rain has stopped. But if you look over there, there's a bit of a dark cloud over there. But at the moment, the rain stopped, so we should be fine. It doesn't look like there's many people here, so I actually need to go and check if it's still happening. If it's not, then it'll just be a solo, easy run. Thank you, Marshall.
Park run done. It was a little, just easy 5K. It might have been a sprint finish at the end, but We don't talk about that. In classic British style, the rain came down as soon as we were about to start. Still raining now. It might be a bit of water on the lens. Sorry about that. Even though it was raining, it was quite nice. Cooled it down a little bit because it's still about 21 degrees, 22 degrees. So it's still very humid. But apart from that, felt all right. If you didn't know, after the marathon, when I done Manchester Marathon, I developed ITB syndrome. So my left leg has been playing up a little bit, but hopefully with a bit of strength training, it'll be fine. It felt all right. Once I got into it, about 10 minutes into the run, it was fine, but it's just the initial, still a bit of pain there. I had to rush to the car because the rain started coming down a bit faster. Like I was saying, I had ITB in my left leg. So I had to take about 3 weeks off training, and it's a lot better, but I can still feel certain niggles, especially in my calf and shin as well. It's just something I need to be cautious of, and I just need to start strength training a bit more. It's nothing too serious. I can still manage all the training. It's just making sure my recovery is a little bit better, and my strength training is I should do more of it. I don't do enough. You join me on my long run. So today we got about 16 to 18k on the cards. I'm gonna go to 16, see how I feel, and then maybe add in the extra 2. But I don't want to push it too hard. The long run session today is about 4k steady, easy to steady. I'm then gonna do 10k at half marathon pace, so around 3:45, 3:50, and then the last 2k-ish cool down. First kind of structured long run since the marathon training block, so yeah, it's good to be back. Nearly 4k in, so about to speed this up a little bit. My long run's a tricky one because I'm training for a sub 16:35k, but the week after that race, I have a half marathon, so I still need to make sure that my half marathon and long speed work is still in this training block. So I'm kind of having to balance both. But having said that, my main focus is the 5k, so that's going to be my priority moving forward. Oh God, that was hard. My God, that was hard. Since marathon, I've lost so much fitness, long distance. Yeah, that was hard. I decided to change it up and do 2 times 4k with a 1k float because I couldn't manage 10k straight. I ended up running, I think, 16.5k, so just didn't feel good today. Not sure why, but hopefully the long fitness stuff will start coming back to me a bit. It is what it is. But first week of the training block completed. I don't feel too confident at the moment running a sub 16:30, but you know, that's training for you, that's running. If you keep going, we won't give up. Remember, stride forward, stride further.